All right, we're back with another episode of The Hunger Games, and I'm with my friend who is now, I think, on her third episode with me. 3 episodes, Jen Davis. Jen, hi. Happy afternoon. Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
I've had at least 2 drinks today.
I'm on my 3rd.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. So you hit me up a couple weeks ago. Actually, it was before that, and we were like looking forward to seeing this movie, and you were looking forward to it more than I was.
Yes, because I don't usually like to see movies that look like they're going to be stressful.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a horror movie, but I'm not big on like drama.
And this was like this turned into like a heavy drama. There's like very little action in this. Okay, so we're talking about Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. And I said, let's go see it. I'm going to be brave and we'll see it together.
Let me start with, Jen, you were very brave. I'm proud of you. You were very brave.
Thank you.
No turning your head during any scenes. It was just very straightforward.
Exactly.
There was nothing scary.
Nothing scary.
The aliens looked like an exhibit at Disneyland.
Yep. Yeah.
So I would love to say that I wanted to like this movie, but I
really wanted to like it.
You wanted to like it.
I wanted to like it so much.
I don't think I wanted to like it. I mean, I was telling you before it started, I was like, I don't know about this. I think it might be ass.
And I said, it's going to be great.
You did.
And how was it?
And it was ass.
It was not.
Well, that's just
great.
My opinion. Yeah.
It was a movie about nothing. I hate to say that.
We were talking about this in the car. We were talking about this in the car on the way back. If you give me a movie about nothing and it's an hour and a half or an hour and 40 minutes, I'm okay swallowing that pill. If you give me a movie that's about nothing that's 2.5 hours, my initial thought is get the fuck out of here.
But please point out that you fell asleep.
Yes, Jen, this movie was so good for me that I don't even think we were 40.
I looked over and you're passed out.
We weren't even 45 minutes in. And they're doing this whole like Colin Firth's character has like some mind control shit.
Whatever.
Which was one of like 18 things that made no sense in the movie.
I didn't care.
The longer the movie went, the more things made no sense.
Exactly.
They could have just ended it. And then the last 20 minutes with the whole TV studio station.
That was the part that was interesting for us. It was TV studio stuff.
It started interesting for us.
That doesn't happen in real life.
Jen, they're also like, where's the control room? Oh, it's upstairs. Also, what?
And they're call New York and tell them to take this feed. No.
That's not, and then the director speed dials New York. And he's like,
I
got this.
BBC and take this feed. No.
BBC, CNN.
No.
Yeah, just take the feed.
Competitors, take our feed.
It's Disclosure Day.
Put it on the full feed. There is no full feed.
There's aliens. Put it on. Just switch to us. Just pull our feed. And then the lady playing the poor news anchor role. Oh,
She was great.
She was good, but she's like, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And it's like
they're seeing it.
I think there was a part where she asks like the control room if they're still live on this, right? And she's like, "Are we live?"
And it's from 1973. Are we live? Yeah, sure, we're live.
Yeah,
1973.
Yeah,
sure,
we're live. Okay, so let's back up. Disclosure Day. I fell asleep. It's about aliens. I'm trying to think like if there were redeeming.
It wasn't even about aliens
really
until
wasn't.
Like way at the end. It was about what's happening and these people are running around and like why?
Jen, I was pissed off from the moment the movie started. Do you remember what the first frame started on?
No.
Wrestling.
Yeah, it was wrestling.
They were doing this scene.
Why?
It made no sense. So you're like, the movie starts and you're like,
that's
like
right.
Point of view on this wrestler getting his ass beat, right?
Yeah.
And they don't ever explain why the camera's point of view on that. It's not like the wrestler's wearing a camera.
It made no sense.
So
that's right. So then it pushed past to
it gets to that
the guy.
And then he's like the main guy.
Yeah, that's
is
right.
He's in the stands and he's got like a backpack and they're trying to do this like backpack exchange thing. And like that's the movie starts with like basically a 2.5 hour chase scene and it never stops.
That's it. It was a chase, but who's chasing who? Like nobody's chasing anybody, but they're gotta hurry up and get somewhere. And where? I don't know. Where are they going? Hurry.
Josh O'Connor plays Dr. Daniel Kellner. And Josh O'Connor as Kellner is in the stands at this wrestling thing. And he's got this backpack and he's basically got all these hard drives that they are telling you straightforward has like all this footage of aliens, right?
They don't say aliens. They never say the word.
Just footage.
Just footage.
So my initial thought, and we were talking about this too, is like, It's 2026. He's got all this footage on drives, but he needs to like run all across the country to get this footage like uploaded somewhere so they can reveal it to the world. Like it's 2026. Like,
don't know.
What? What has Steven Spielberg seen a computer? Does he understand? Like what? And also, those drives were like glass.
Weird looking. Yeah.
Why those drives are glass and they're just like in this backpack that's shaking around and being thrown the whole movie.
What the heck? And there were like 100 of them.
But they're like glass, right? Like it's just like
Clear.
what?
Yeah. So, okay. I didn't tell you. His girlfriend in this, Jane, it's Bono's daughter from U2.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, it says the actress's name is Eve Hewson.
That's his last name too. And
Oh,
so that was
that's
exciting. I saw that. I was
She,
like, oh,
okay, so she was pretty good, other than the whole mind control shit that made no sense. And yeah, so like the cast was good, and you noticed what's his face as the boyfriend, right? Wyatt Russell, which is Kurt Russell's son.
He was good.
He was good. He was kind of just
very
like
secondary.
Yeah, he was just a throwaway character.
Yeah.
He was like a vessel to get her to the I know everything when I look at people.
Yes, I did like that. I like how she could look at somebody.
Did you?
And know their backstory.
Jen, it was cool. And then you get to that scene.
But there's no point to it.
Well, then you get to. Well, there was one point to it. It was this plot device shit. The whole movie was like a plot device on top of a plot device on top of a plot device
that didn't go anywhere.
Well, so
it didn't deliver.
I was laughing out loud during this scene, but the peak of Emily Blunt's character being able to look at people and just know everything about them and like their current and past traumas and tell them about it like in like their face as things are happening in the present, all culminated to this moment where I was just dying. And there were a couple other people in the theater laughing too.
Yeah.
Where she needs to break Josh O'Connor's character out of Colin Firth's character's I don't know, lab company's military stranglehold place. Yeah. And she just starts looking everybody in the eye, including Colin Firth, and all of a sudden the camera cuts to like, oh, she's making them see like somebody they loved or that they lost or whatever. And then, but then she walks by. It's cool the first time. It was cool the first time. Like she makes Colin Firth's character see like
his wife.
His wife, right?
Yeah.
Who we presume is dead. They don't even touch on that.
I don't know.
They don't even touch on that.
No, it's just somebody else suddenly.
Yeah, maybe it's his wife. Who knows? And so then. But then she goes past him, and there's like 4 or 5 other like military security laboratory employees. Like he's supposed to work for like a lab or something, like some tech lab secure. Anyways, so then she walks by, and then there's another person like makes them see somebody
like
important,
their child or something.
And then this just keeps going as if it's like this joke, but it's not a joke. It's like the peak of her powers.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right, because other people were laughing, and it wasn't a funny part. That's what's interesting, is that other people were reacting like they needed a release of this is ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I mean, the man to the left of me was laughing almost as much, if not more, than I was, which made me feel really good about my laughing, because I kind of felt like I was being an asshole, because it's not a movie that's like, it's not a comedy. It's not something that's
at all.
Yeah, it's not something intended to laugh about.
No.
So there was a lot of like ridiculous shit. The train thing I thought was ridiculous. Like the train grabs the car.
Yeah, you see it in the trailer. The train, the car gets stuck to the train, and they're trying to jump off.
That's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's like the only action sequence in the entire 2.5 hour movie.
It was pretty good.
It was again, it was well shot.
Everything was well shot. They do these crazy jib shots, like War of the Worlds, like through the car and outside of the car and around it. And I loved it.
Great. I mean, like that's when we were talking about it on the way back, the production value was great.
Fantastic.
The music was pretty good. There was like
it was pretty good, but it wasn't. John Williams came out of retirement to do this, and I didn't even notice the music. The music was good, but it wasn't like John Williams.
I hope they gave him like stock options in Universal Studios or something. I mean, like they needed to give him a lot to come out of retirement for this. So before we like continue to talk about how not wonderful this movie was to us, I thought about a movie, and I almost asked you about it before, and it's okay if you haven't seen it, but Spielberg did a movie about himself a few years ago that was nominated for a bunch of...
Didn't.
Okay.
The Fabelmans, I wish I'd seen it. Yeah.
You know, I'm going
to
be honest with you. Before I saw this movie, I thought The Fabelmans was really, really poorly done. I was very disappointed by it on a lot of levels. After seeing Disclosure Day, I would have to say that I think The Fabelmans was a little better than Disclosure Day. And I was
Fascinating.
very disappointed with The Fabelmans. Very. That, I mean, to put it into
Wow,
context,
okay.
because
That's interesting.
They were saying a line that I used to work in marketing, and a line that really bothered me from all the marketing, especially like the final 2 weeks before this movie, because they're clearly trying to sell the hell out of this movie because they know they don't have the greatest movie, was Steven Spielberg's greatest film in over 20 years.
Yeah. I fell for it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's
Easy.
going to fall for that. And like, it wasn't even his greatest movie in the last 5 years, is what I was getting at. It was not.
Oh,
So yeah, shame on you, all the people that did that in marketing. Love you all, but shame on you.
but shame on you.
What else about this movie can we talk about? The fact that like it started with he had all this footage and then they had to spend 2.5 hours getting to a TV station bothered me. I told you the end bothered me because she could have, like, 20 minutes left in the movie. Emily Blunt's character goes on camera. They get the whole live feed. The backup generator goes down, and she grabs this device that is the same device apparently that Colin Firth is using to mind control people, but somehow she can just turn on the televisions with
and
it.
it looks like it's from Superman's Fortress of Solitude.
It's just like
Yeah,
a
it's
metal
not-
like obelisk crystal looking
it's just
thing that you can
whatever.
hold in your hand. That like at one point in the movie, some guy grabs without a glove and just like
Right, and he vanishes. He
he
goes
like
poof.
disappears. Like that also made no sense. Just one of like 25 things that made absolutely no sense.
No sense.
So she turns on the cameras, and what would have been a great ending, not just for the running time, because I'm just so pissed that this was 2.5 hours, but also for the whole like nature of the movie is about Disclosure Day. I mean, it's literally called Disclosure Day.
Right.
She leads off the broadcast with like, "This is or welcome to Disclosure Day," and then they go on to this 20 minutes of like, "Call New York, cut the cameras, go to CNN, take our feed."
footage of aliens sitting on the ground.
Oh, and that reminds me. So we were talking about this. So throughout the movie, you start to see like little nuggets of footage of the aliens, and there are these tiny little creatures that look like very like stereotypical, like big eyes, big head, like super
triangular face.
Yeah,
like,
super alien,
usual.
like what you expect to see, like
Yeah.
nothing impressive at all,
Nope.
like creepy long fingers, just super weird. And at the end, like the very end, they like bring out like this old man alien in like
in a wheelchair.
it's like a 1960s
giant alien.
He's giant. He's like twice the height of the human being. Like what happened? So as he gets
Like
older,
what?
he just gets bigger.
Bigger?
I
Yeah.
guess. They don't explain anything in this movie.
They don't. It's a movie about nothing, and not in the fun Seinfeld way. It's just there's no substance to it. They make
No.
you think that there is, and there's not, and it doesn't deliver, and that's it hurts my heart that I just didn't care. I
Don't
didn't
let it
like
hurt.
it.
We talked about this before. Don't let it hurt you too much. It's just a movie. That's the fun of this podcast and seeing movies is like you don't know what you're getting into.
You don't.
And you don't know what you're coming out with.
Yeah.
And it's just a movie. And at least we know that Toy Story 5 comes out next week and
Right.
everybody will love that whether it's
It
good
was
or
great.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'll
Toy
know right
Stories.
now I'll love Toy Story 5 and I haven't even seen it. And I'll love it cuz I'm going to cry cuz Pixar has this
'Cause
formula
Pixar has a formula, and the trailers are
and they
great.
make me cry. Have you seen the movie Hoppers, by the way?
Which one is that?
So it's the most recent Pixar movie where the girl like can put herself in an animal's body. They just put it on Disney Plus. It came out this year in theaters, but you might have missed it in
no.
theaters, but
I
you would
missed
like
it.
it. Have like a glass of wine or two
Like now?
and watch it because it's fun and it's very sad and touching. And if you like animals, it's even better.
Sad?
Yeah. Disclosure Day was so bad that we've talked about like
God.
3 other movies already in 10 minutes. It's incredible.
I'm so sorry for Disclosure Day. It was just so disappointing. I'm so bummed.
This is why summer movies are hitting a wall because and I feel like this is more reason why Christopher Nolan is releasing his movie The Odyssey in the middle of the summer cuz usually
It's needed.
it's needed and usually award movies are like towards the end of the year, the beginning of the year, stuff like that. Oh,
There
Jen,
was a trailer for it. It looks like a summer movie.
it looks great.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you this while we're recording because I already poked fun at this when we were not recording. But Jen, since we did a episode on Project Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary or Disclosure Day,
Stop it. I've seen Project Hail Mary
Jen,
5 times. It's my wallpaper.
answer the question. damn
I'm
it.
obsessed with it. I love it.
Will you? So obviously,
love
the
it.
answer here is Project Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Will you see Disclosure Day ever again?
No.
Ever?
No.
Not once.
No. Only if somebody says, how was the camera work? The camera work was incredible. Let me show you these shots. I almost like turned to talk to you about a camera shot, and I was like, oh wait, we're in the theater. I can't talk about this. The camera shot when it's raining and the camera goes through the car and around it like they did in War of the Worlds. Oh, so incredible. Like on mute. It's a fantastic movie.
Jen, we can talk in the movie because you had to wake me up. So
did.
there had
I
to be
looked over in
like
your
sorry
sleep.
sorry to the people to the left and right of us, but Jen had to wake me up, or else this would have been a dead podcast.
I don't know why I looked at you right then. I was like, oh,
It was great timing. You're like, oh, he's done.
he passed out.
For context, everybody, I walked 9 miles this morning. No excuses.
Yeah,
watch
but still.
watch movies like a champion.
If it had been a good movie, you would have been right there.
I mean, if it had even been like an average movie,
Average.
I would have.
Oh gosh.
I was the only reason I was at the edge of my seat towards the end of the movie was quite literally to make it through the movie.
Yeah.
I was not like
please deliver, and it didn't.
there was nothing. There was nothing.
So, would you recommend anyone see it?
See Disclosure Day? No.
No.
So like I like to do letter grades for movies because I'm not big on the percentage shit, and I will give Disclosure Day a C-. And to give you some context, I'm being nice. To give you some context, I did a podcast last week with a friend on the 1987 Masters of the Universe, which is a complete ass 1980s.
I love that movie. I love Dolph Lundgren.
I love
He's
Dolph
fantastic.
Lundgren.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I word it as like that's peak 80s trash. Like it's just so 80s trash to the max, and in good ways. Like the music's good, the visuals suck, the story's
fantastic.
awful, but there's decent acting in it.
Yes.
I would say 1987 Masters of the Universe is better than Disclosure Day. And so
Yeah.
I'd give Disclosure Day a C- because I gave Masters of the Universe a C, I'm pretty sure. And I could actually recommend some people that are into the 80s subgenre of like superhero, like save the world, fantasy plot lines.
Right.
I could recommend that to some people.
Yes.
I don't know who I'd recommend this to.
Yeah, who would you like? There's no payoff. It doesn't deliver.
And we like space and alien type movies. Like
I love that genre.
we did a whole thing on it when we talked about Project Hail Mary, like all
yeah.
these space movies. Like this movie was so not enjoyable to me from an entertainment standpoint that it made me think of like other movies that we were talking about that were enjoyable. Like I love Alien and Aliens. Like you and I love The Fifth Element.
Fifth Element, yeah.
Those movies did some of that shit right, and this movie did so many things wrong. Jen, I feel like they were at that house, like the little house on the prairie scene in this movie for like an hour.
Like, why were they there? They never explained why they were in the middle of some field in some house.
And then
why?
And then at the end, he just drives through the house. Like spoiler alert, he just drives through a house. Through the house.
No sense.
Yeah, this sounds
No
like
sense.
this sounds like a lesson in like 5th grade English for prepositional phrases. He went through the house.
Do you think that there was a bigger amount of footage that they cut a storyline to make this like 2.5 hours? Like,
So
why?
I've been told and I've seen when I worked in marketing, and you would probably believe this, but I don't know if anybody listening would totally believe this. So when they shoot films, they call them dailies, right? Like they shoot for a day.
So they can look and see that everything's cool. And
Well,
it looks
look and see that
good
everything's cool, but they also do like a fuck ton of takes, and they want to like the director and the editor and like the post producers and stuff will figure out during the post production phase, the editorial phase, like what takes they want to use, what camera angles can cut in best, stuff like that.
Yep.
Directors like Spielberg and like the Ridley Scotts of the world and the Christopher Nolans quite literally get to shoot whatever they want throughout the day as long as they're on time for the shooting schedule.
Sure.
I would bet you now they do a thing called an assembly, which is in marketing, they'll take the dailies and they'll take the script and they'll do like a pre-rough cut of the whole movie.
Awesome.
And most assemblies are like 3.5 to 5.5 hours.
Right.
And it's just really, really
It's just a
rough.
slam at it.
Yeah, they're just putting everything from beginning to end in context.
Right.
I would guess that the assembly for this movie was probably about 5 hours. And that's not fully including the running time of every daily shot.
Sure.
So I would bet you that they cut this movie down from about 2:45 to 3 hours to the 2:23, 2:25 that it ended up being. And I just don't know what I watched.
It was just so. There was no substance. It was. It's a great example of amazing cinematography. I loved it, but there's no story.
There was a lot of potential there, which is
lot of
another
potential.
that's another thing we were talking about.
But
the
they
moment
needed
we
to have
walked
a
out.
story.
You need to have a story to tell a story, right? We're not watching movies to like see somebody do a news broadcast. Like,
No, because we live that.
yeah, it's like
I did that
Give
for
me-
20 years.
Tell me a story that is interesting to watch, and I'll watch the story.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Right.
A movie is storytelling.
It can be shitty filmmaking with a good story. I'm going to watch it.
Absolutely. Like, I'm trying to think of a movie off the top of my head. You know what? Here's one. Do you remember I think it was in the 1990s, there was an Antonio Banderas Zorro movie. I think it was like The Mask of Zorro.
Oh, I loved that movie.
Shitty filmmaking, great highly
story.
entertaining story, right?
It was fantastic.
I mean, that's like peak. Here's another one. I think you love this movie, and I've only seen bits and pieces of it. Isn't there a Bruce Willis movie called Last Man Standing?
A Last Boy Scout.
Last Boy Scout?
I've seen it 100 times.
So Last Boy Scout. Again, of what I've seen of it. Production value,
It's
not
so
great.
good.
But the story is highly
so
entertaining.
great.
There's plenty of those. Like,
Yeah.
So what?
Oh,
Like,
my God.
Like, what are we doing? This movie was so bad. I'm trying to think of like comparisons to what this felt like in like context of past movies that were really hyped for summer movies.
Yeah.
Did you see there was a remake of The Wild Wild West with Will Smith and I think
They
it was
remade that?
well no that was the remake.
That was the remake. Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, I did too. With like the
fine.
giant metal spider
Yeah,
thing or
it's
whatever.
like, whatever.
But that was Will Smith and Kevin Kline, right? I think.
Will Smith, for sure.
Yeah. And like
It was fine.
Disclosure Day felt as bad to me as Wild Wild West in the sense of you have this sci-fi sort of drama adventure-y movie that's a big build summer blockbuster and it just
And then it
fell
just fell
so
flat.
flat. And
Yes.
Disclosure Day has like good critics reviews.
It does?
It does. I think it's got like an when we were talking about this a week ago, I think it had in like the 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. Then it dropped to the 80s. Then it dropped to the low 80s. And I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps dropping because I don't know who's paying these critics out of Spielberg's pocket to tell them, to tell people that this is good. But it is,
No,
it's not good.
it's not good.
It's a C minus, and I am not giving a brand new Spielberg movie that was shot well like a D plus. But I was on the verge of saying D plus.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the whole movie. I fell asleep. So I can't even say I would recommend the movie to anybody because I couldn't even recommend the whole movie to myself. I didn't even make it. I got like 98% through the movie. By the way, we were talking about this too. I love Josh O'Connor. I'm pretty sure he was in Challengers. I love Emily Blunt, and I didn't feel
I
like
love Emily Blunt. She's so great.
I didn't-
Fall Guy. Oh,
wasn't she just in Devil Wears Prada too?
Yes.
Didn't feel like this movie was a high point for her.
She was great in this. Her acting was great, but there was no story, so it doesn't matter. That's the problem. Is all of the cinematography, the acting, the special effects were great, but it didn't matter because there was no story.
The casting doesn't even matter at that point.
It doesn't
because
matter.
there's no story.
It doesn't
Like,
matter.
Colin Firth is one of my
He's wonderful.
one of my favorite
Yeah.
charismatic on camera
Yeah.
actors. Like does so many good
He's
things.
great.
He has such wide range and like scope for an actor. It's ridiculous. Same with Coleman Domingo.
Yeah, he was the father in Michael.
And he's
so
he gets
different.
He gets typecast in some of these roles where he's just like the middleman that keeps the plot going. And it's like, dude, like even they didn't feel good in this movie because the story was so bad.
There was no story.
There were 2.5 hours, no story.
No story.
All right. Well, we're gonna stop
God.
beating the shit out of
Okay,
this
yeah,
movie.
let's.
Jen,
I made a game
Jen
for you.
surprised me. So this is the Hunger Games, and
Yes.
Jen, I had games for her on a couple episodes. So Jen surprised me, and she has a
Yeah.
game, and she almost said, "Let's not do it" because the movie fell so flat. But I said, "Fuck it, let's do it."
So Okay, so I have there's 3 potential games, but I don't. The
Just
big
run-
one is
I'm gonna get everything wrong, so just run through it.
okay.
It'll
so
be fun
I looked up a list of the top 10 sci-fi movies of all time.
of all time.
And
According to what,
I'm gonna
like IMDb,
just-
Rotten Tomatoes? Do you know?
No,
It's okay. I'm just asking.
I DuckDuckGo'd it.
Okay.
So then I went and was Spielberg involved in any of these, and which ones was he? Which ones were he involved? Was he involved in? Grammar.
So are you gonna
They're
name?
drink-
Are you gonna name me the movies? Okay.
And then you tell me if you think Spielberg was involved.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
So, not one of my favorites. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
No.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Woohoo,
Blade-
I did it. Can I retire now? I'm just kidding.
No. Blade Runner 1982.
Like the original one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay, technically he was not, but he played a very crucial indirect role behind the scenes, personally vouching for Harrison Ford to land the role of Rick Deckard. And so they cast
So I'm two
Harrison
for, so
Ford.
I'm 2 for 2 in my
from
mind.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm 2
so
for 2 in my
he was sort of involved.
Do you see a trend? Because you were telling me that Josh O'Connor was cast like
Without
blindly
an-
for Disclosure
yes,
Day.
without an
And
audition?
Spielberg is clearly so powerful for the last 44 years
He can identify talent.
that he goes, oh, this is good.
is a good one.
Harrison Ford's
Yeah.
good. Okay, all right, I'm going to call that a win.
Yeah, 2 check marks.
Great.
Okay, Matrix, was he involved?
No.
Correct. Very good. Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope.
No.
He was involved in a
Ooh.
lot of indirect ways.
Okay, but-
Okay, so he recommended John Williams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? I've heard that story. Yeah.
Yes. And there was a screening of it for all these directors, and he was the only one who said, this is going to be a great movie.
Interesting.
And it was.
Yeah,
And-
kind of a great movie, huh?
Kind of, yeah. And so then he and Lucas did a profit swap. Spielberg and Lucas agreed to a famous handshake deal to exchange 2.5% of the profits from their respective 1977 blockbusters because Star Wars became a historic phenomenon. Spielberg still makes money today.
Wow.
And he wasn't actually a part of it. Isn't that awesome?
You know what movie I'm not a big fan of? Jaws. Anyways, continue.
When was the last time you saw Jaws?
I don't want to watch it ever again.
That's a
I
good
love
one.
I love
That's a
movies.
good one.
Yeah, I mean that was like the peak John Williams, right? Like
I'm not going to say peak because he's done so many incredible movies.
Star Wars and others.
He's. Oh, I'll tell you this later. Okay, let me move
don't,
on.
Don't ruin the game, Jen. Don't no
Okay.
spoilers.
All right, Alien, the 1979, the original.
No.
No, but
Uh-oh.
he was almost the director. Before Ridley Scott was hired to direct,
heard this
executives
too.
approached
I've heard
Spielberg to
this
helm
too.
the project. He had to pass due to prior commitments.
Interesting. So I'm going to call that a correct answer.
Yes. Okay. Empire Strikes Back.
I mean, if he was involved with the first Star Wars, this is a trick question. So no.
No, but.
Oh, no but.
Okay. Lucas wanted Spielberg to direct the sequel, Return of the Jedi, but Spielberg was barred because he had, due to Hollywood union rules.
Those union rules will always get you.
Yeah. Spielberg did eventually have hands-on involvement in the franchise by directing uncredited action scenes and animatronics for Revenge of the Sith. So he's sort of indirectly involved.
So he was not. I'll take that as a victory.
Okay.
W.
Let's see. Okay. The next one. Okay. Next movie, top 10.
Okay.
Interstellar, was he involved?
No.
But.
Uh-oh. There's a lot of buts.
So his initial development, he was fascinated with the project in 2007, and he spent significant time researching at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena.
Yeah, which is actually in La Cunada where I went to high school.
See, so you're
NASA
connected.
JPL. Know where that's at. Yep.
So
Shout out.
He hired writer Jonathan Nolan to pen the first and second drafts of the script.
Jonathan Nolan, as in Christopher Nolan's brother, by the way, just in
Yep.
case anybody's not paying attention.
Spielberg's production company DreamWorks moved from Paramount to Disney. As a result, Spielberg could no longer helm the movie. Knowing he was stepping away, he told Jonathan Nolan, who then handed the script over to his brother, Christopher.
Okay, so I was wrong on that one. I'm going to say
wrong.
Spielberg was involved with that.
He was involved.
I don't like that movie, so this makes a lot of sense. I know you love that movie. It was on your list.
It's my top 5.
I'm not. I can't. I'm going to try to get it. Like this guy I went to high school with, and I have had this conversation where he and I both agree that this is not like the best sci-fi movie, and yeah, I'm going to try to get him to do a podcast with me on it because I would just love to rip that movie apart.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying what
can't
I would.
allow
I'm
that.
just saying what I would love. It's my show.
You need a third mic for me to say, no, you both are wrong.
No, I mean we can just
Because it's a fantastic
we can
movie.
just clip that and loop it into the episode. No, people love that movie. I get it.
It's fantastic.
People love that movie.
It's so good.
You know Timothy Chalamet's in that movie. That's all.
Yeah, he's
that's
the
my
kid.
that's my only redeeming quality. There.
Don't care. Okay, next movie,
Next movie.
Terminator 2.
No,
Correct. Very good.
because it was a great movie.
Stop.
Spielberg shade.
He can't be in
I'm just
everything.
throwing shade.
No,
Yeah, I know he hasn't done every movie.
he hasn't. Okay. Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2, no.
Correct.
But I have heard that he and Nolan and a lot of the others absolutely love those Dune movies. I've
They
heard
do. He's a big supporter of these great sci-fi movies.
those movies are amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Greg Fraser.
Yeah.
E.T.
E.T. Yes, absolutely.
Good job. Look at you.
We got
You
like
did
2
very
wrong. We got
well.
like 2 wrong. 80%. That's like my
Let me
college
count.
GPA.
1, 2, 3,
Perfect.
4, 5, 6.
I got a B average going. All right, you said you got more games?
Yeah, I did. I looked up some interesting things. Like, for the cast that was in Disclosure Day, had any of them worked together before?
Had any of them worked together before?
And there's only one.
I'm going to say yes.
Only one relationship. Like Emily Blunt and Spielberg, first movie. Blunt and Josh O'Connor, first movie.
Huh.
Blunt and Colin Firth worked together on 2 others. They worked on Arthur Newman, 2012, and Mary Poppins Returns,
Ooh, I remember
2018.
that. I worked on the marketing for that.
So now they've done 3 movies together. And then Blunt, Coleman Domingo, no. Spielberg and Josh O'Connor, like nothing before this. And Spielberg and Colin Firth, this was their first
Interesting.
movie. Yeah. So then how many sci-fi movies has Emily Blunt been in?
Ooh, she's been in a lot, actually, which is surprising. I'm going to go ahead and say she's been in 7 sci-fi movies.
5.
Oh, so close. I mean, at least 2 were with her husband.
That was like a secondary, the Quiet Place movies.
Do you have those on the list? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Adjustment Bureau.
Okay.
Looper.
Yep.
Edge of Tomorrow.
All right.
Great one. Disclosure Date. And A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2.
So that's 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right, 6.
So I was still off, but close. But still off.
Yeah.
Have you seen, because we've talked about you in scary movies, have you seen either A Quiet Place or A Quiet Place 2?
Not yet. I'm not brave enough.
From a audio quality, like sound editing and mixing standpoint, the first movie, I only really saw it in theaters, is a like technical marvel. Like it's just,
that's what I hear.
I mean, if you can watch it with like a friend or something and like turn the lights on and like not be like so freaked out by it.
So are you saying you'll watch it with me?
I mean, I would. It's a good movie.
How many times have you seen it?
I think at most twice, but maybe just once in theaters. And it's just, they do this stuff. I think if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure there's something with like a deaf character. And like, so they do this stuff where like they go in and out of like you as the viewer, like hearing anything at all.
Oh, I like this.
And then it gets like really creepy loud and then like almost deaf. I think that's the plot device. I could be butchering it a little bit, but
that's like when we saw Tuner from his point of view.
It's even better than that in a lot of parts of the first Quiet Place. Now, I don't think A Quiet Place 2 was as good as the first one. It was good for a sequel though, for sure. Okay. And I didn't see the third Quiet Place movie. I still intend to. I think it's called Quiet Place Day 1 or something like that.
But wasn't that not with the
It's not with either
original
of them. It's a prequel.
characters.
Yeah, it's like a side story prequel. And now I read recently that they're making A Quiet Place Part 3, which I think is with
really?
the main cast. Although I don't want to reveal anything that happened in the second movie, but I'm like in my head, air quotes, the main cast.
If they're making a third one, maybe I would see the first 2 to see the third one.
I almost think this is going to sound like blasphemy, especially like for fans of The Office and shit. But like, I almost think that John Krasinski is a better filmmaker than he is an actor.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. It's just people love him from The Office.
I didn't see any of those. Sorry.
Yeah, I know
it's great.
I've watched some of The Office, but I'm not like a religious like. I've seen The Office from beginning to end because I know a lot of people that can speak to that.
Yes,
you know some too.
I work with a lot of them.
But like, it's just I don't know. He's like that first Quiet Place movie really hit with me. He's a great filmmaker, and what they did with the audio and the sound mixing and that is just like you would appreciate it even if you're like, oh, this movie creeped me out because it is a gross, creepy movie. Like there's aliens.
Like what do you mean gross? Like what?
Gross, creepy. Like here we're talking about Disclosure Day. A Quiet Place is a far superior alien movie than Disclosure Day.
Okay.
So like for anybody that's listening to this and you haven't seen the first Quiet Place movie, or I think it's called A Quiet Place, and you want to see Disclosure Day, don't see Disclosure Day. Give me your $25 and go. I'll buy 2 drinks with it. I'll put it in the bank, I promise. And go find like A Quiet Place on like Paramount Plus or something. That's probably where it is.
That's fair.
Quiet Place is great and very much worth watching, and not over 2 hours, if at all. And like, it's great. And the quiet is part of the movie. Yes. And the Disclosure Day was part of the Disclosure Day, but it wasn't. There was no like peak or climax.
There was no like. Just when you think they're really going to reveal something, it ended. Like,
yeah, they revealed the credits, which I was waiting 2.5 hours for. Amazing. Just what I wanted.
Great, thanks.
I'm going to go back to this just to wrap up this episode. The movie started with a point of view camera on wrestling.
Which didn't...
Jen, we saw it less than 3.5 hours ago, and you didn't remember what it started on?
I didn't. And it's funny because I have a friend who is a ring announcer, and it just didn't make a dent for this movie.
But that's the thing is, like, if you're going to start a big alien sci-fi movie on the point of view camera of some like WWE type wrestler getting his head bashed in, like, give me something to care about. Like you and I said earlier, there were no stakes in this movie.
No.
It didn't give you the feel of like something was there. A lot of people already, like, I'll reveal too much about myself and my psyche on the world real quick. I think there's other life in the universe. I'm not gonna call them aliens, but I think there's other life in the universe, life forms, whatever. If you are interested in like the Big Bang Theory or even just creationism from the good Lord himself, there's probably some other signs of living material. I'm not going to call them aliens in the giant landscape that is the whole universe. And this movie, the only real stakes that this movie brought was, what if we release the information to the world that there are aliens and they do exist? And I just don't think people care anymore.
Well,
do you care? Like, if somebody,
I don't know.
If somebody were to tell you today, we have proof that there's aliens, do you give a shit?
But they did that years ago.
They've been doing it for a long time.
And nobody really is.
But let's say they had, like, put yourself in the shoes of these characters. Like, let's say somebody comes out with a newscast, right, of what they had at the end of this movie, and they have like full on video after video after video of like, there are just real fucking creepy aliens that look like shit that you've seen.
Signs got me.
They stole that. They stole that whole like cornfield shit in this movie from Signs, where the total irrelevant scene, by the way, that they clearly wanted to put in the marketing and in the trailer, because I remember that from the trailer for sure. Yeah. And he's just standing in the middle of the field, and it just starts knocking itself over to make like some alien sign.
And nothing.
Nothing. Another one of 25 plus things in this movie that was never explained.
Okay, can I point out something? Because I wrote down, before we saw this, I was looking at things to know before you see Disclosure Day. And so the nun...
The first thing to know is don't see Disclosure Day. Sorry, what's the second thing to know?
So the nun says, why would he, capital H, why would he make such a vast universe, yet save it only for us?
Right, because she's talking to Jane about like if other life exists, which is one of a million things that makes no sense in this movie, because that's early on in the movie, in the first hour, and they're basically foreshadowing to you that even this nun that lives out remotely on this like mission property in the middle of nowhere, like outside of Kansas City, I guess, because they somehow made it to Kansas City quickly. Even this nun believes, without having to have seen this footage that they release at the end of the movie, that there must be other life out there. So where are the stakes?
There aren't. And it's weird because there are movies where you don't care about any of the characters. And for some reason, this one, I liked a lot of the characters, but it didn't matter.
At all.
Which is so strange.
At all.
Like, that was fascinating that I don't care.
You're not latched on to any of them. You don't care what happens to Emily Blunt's character. You don't care what happens to Josh O'Connor's character. You don't care about Colin Firth at all. He's just this slime ball who's trying to do bad things. Yeah. And you don't even care about Coleman Domingo because they don't explain what he's like. Why?
Because he's so focused on doing something good.
He's just like he's just some rogue scientist that knows that these kids were exposed to aliens.
I'm like, what?
And then another thing that we talked about, like the last thing that I'll rant on that bothered me, because I'm bashing the crap out of this movie and I don't feel bad at all, is Josh O'Connor's character, like, was he related to Emily Blunt? Was he not? Like, are they brother sister? Why? She does this whole like Hansel and Gretel analogy.
Hansel and Gretel, and like the house.
And then they have like one of the coolest scenes, which is actually clearly just like all CG, is where they're walking through the snow and they go to the house and the animals and stuff, and then the animals turn into aliens, and like, oh, by the way, the animals being the aliens and their explanation of that made me so. They're like, well, they look like animals because like we like animals,
and something. They just pass over it. Like what?
What? And like, by the way, they foreshadow this throughout the movie. Like Josh O'Connor's seeing like deer and like foxes and like random shit. By the way, the way they did those animals throughout the movie and even at the end bothered me because they're just totally fake.
You know what bothered me more?
What? The whole movie?
Oh. The little girl to me seemed AI.
It's just all like...
Even her hand. in the trailer when she's reaching.
The little girl, like in the flashback.
She seemed fake. Why would she be fake? Why? Why would they need for her to look fake? If she wasn't fake, she looked it.
There were some scenes that were shot that looked like very CG, VFX heavy, enhanced. That was one of them. When they pan, like right before the end, when they pan across all the people outside the news station with all the like phone camera lights on, I almost like wanted to point out to you and be like, why does it look like there's 3 times as many lights as there are people holding camera flashes? Like it was just like some of the shots that were clearly overdone in post were very oddly lit.
It just was unnecessary. Not unnecessary, but it didn't match what they were doing. Like it just didn't make sense.
And some shots didn't match tonally either. There was one, like we saw it on an IMAX screen, and there were a couple shots towards the end where like I know she's wearing a lot of makeup, Emily Blunt, when she's doing that newscast. I don't know if you saw this, and I wanted to point it out when it happened just in case you didn't see it, but like it looked very like pixelated, like over her nose and stuff, where it was just like almost too digital. Like I don't care if they need to shoot stuff in like real film these days. Like I don't think that's like a big bragging point, because I know like Nolan and a lot of others are like, oh, 70 millimeter. Like if it looks good, it looks good, great. But like some of these shots didn't even look good. There was a lot of contrast to me in the picture quality from like some of the lower quality shots. Yes, it was shot well for sure. Overall, it was shot well. Just like some of the close-ups, like on Colin Firth, looked like old and grainy, whereas some of the close-ups on Emily Blunt looked like too digital, and then some of the other stuff just looked like poorly lit and weird AI. Maybe I'm just getting at, I didn't even think it was shot well. Maybe that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
The camera moves were so great, where the camera's flying through areas it couldn't possibly have. So where was the CG in that? Parts of it were so pretty.
Yeah. Well, and like there was a part that should have been a lot more entertaining than it was, where they, towards the end, Emily Blunt grabs the random crystal obelisk device thing and makes everything invisible. And this scene, I felt like if I liked the movie and was invested in it at this point, would have been like the most fun scene of the whole movie, where like the bad guys, for lack of a better description, are like running into objects and like running through the staged
and they're
glass
getting
house,
dragged by unknown forces out of the way.
Yeah. And like, that should have been a lot cooler to me. And it was like, that was done very pretty. Like the VFX were cool. And like the intent was there, obviously, to make this a really cool scene. But God, I just didn't care about the movie at that point, that I'm just like, this was a total throwaway. I would love to see the bill, like the actual financial bill on the VFX for that scene. Just the VFX just for that scene. Jen, I guarantee you it was no less than $10 million for that scene. Guaranteed.
And you say that, and I don't care.
Yeah, no stakes.
It's like, why? Anyway.
The overall point that we're making here is, if you were thinking about seeing Disclosure Day and you listened to a 40-minute spoiler-heavy episode of The Hunger Games about Disclosure Day, clearly the one takeaway is you should not watch Disclosure Day. We just told you about how bad it is.
And I hate, my heart hurts to say a movie is bad, but some of the camera work was great, but there was no substance. So
you and I, like, very admittedly rewatch a lot of movies that people would consider garbage, and I have pride.
I love garbage movies that I love.
I have pride rewatching garbage, and I will not rewatch this movie.
No.
Nope.
I will forget about it after today, which is so sad.
This movie made me more excited to go see Supergirl.
I'm excited for you. That's going to be great.
We're both excited because Disclosure Day was ass. Ass Closure Day. In theaters now. Please don't go see it. Not even Spielberg's best movie in the last 5 years.
It's not. And John Williams came out of retirement to do this, and it didn't even make a dent. Like, I didn't even notice the music.
I hope he already re-retired. Good for him for getting paid for this crap. Good for everybody that got paid for this crap. Congratulations to all of you. Jen, did you want to say anything else?
I liked seeing it with you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great.
We had a fun afternoon.
Because I was worried it was going to like be moments of The Ring, or like,
no.
It just, I was concerned about. So I'm glad we saw it together. And I was going to suggest something to you, everyone. I think that you and I ought to have a trade where you see something that I think is.
We've talked about this.
Amazing.
A movie I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And
that's
on this kind of idea. It's not really a horror movie at all, but I think that you ought to watch The Changeling with George C. Scott because it's
Okay.
one of my personal favorites of what the hell
make
are
sure
we
you
watching.
make sure you text me once a week for the next 3 weeks to see The Changeling, and I'll
Then-
watch it.
Then we can do a podcast about it. And
Sure.
you gave me the copy of, what was it?
A movie.
You gave me the Blu-ray
Oh,
of
The Departed.
Departed. I haven't seen that yet.
Jen watched The
So
Departed.
I'll watch The Departed. You watch The Changeling.
Okay, The Departed's long, by the way.
Whatever. I don't care about long.
The
Whatever.
Departed is so good that I feel like Disclosure Day just got worse just thinking about how good The Departed is.
Okay, so I'm excited.
How
So
old
I
is The
have-
Changeling? When was that made?
It's in the 70s.
Ooh.
It's
Those are tough for me.
Really sketchy. I have it.
Is
I
it
have a
scary?
copy of it. It's terrifying
Okay.
in a psychological way.
George C. Scott was also in Patton.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was a Christmas Story.
I mean, a lot of other things.
Yeah, he's been
He's
in
been in
lots
movies
of-
for
oh,
5
yeah.
decades. Okay.
Yes, he's in Firestarter with Drew Barrymore when she was
Okay.
a little kid.
So-
another good one.
That's a suggestion for anybody listening that wants to do something fun with movies is have one of your friends see a movie
That
they
you
have-
love, that's
that you
old,
love
that's-
that they
it's
haven't seen, or
fantastic.
maybe that just you like that you can talk about because that's
Yeah.
what we were doing. We were talking
Yeah.
about movies, and movies make for great conversation. So have one of your friends watch a movie that you like to talk about or that you love,
And you trade
and,
something.
and you watch something that they like or they love.
Yeah.
At very least, you'll open your mind to something that you didn't think you were going to watch.
Yeah.
At very least, even if you don't
Exactly.
like it.
Exactly.
Good idea,
We can
Jen.
talk about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
The Changeling. It's now on my list, but you're going to have to
Okay.
force me to do it.
Okay.
But we'll do it.
I'll watch it with you. I haven't seen it in like 15 years.
Uh-oh. You're going to get
Because
scared.
it's I do get scared. That's why I was worried about this one, and then I wanted you to see with me because I
Don't-
thought it was going to be
don't
like
be
that.
worried. I'm
I
fine
thought it
with-
was going to be a
I'm fine
psychological
with the
thriller,
scary.
and it wasn't.
I'm fine with the
It
scary.
wasn't.
I used to walk through the aisles of Blockbuster and look at the horror film.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, Blockbuster. Can we get a moment
The
of silence?
classic.
Can we get a
I
moment
love-
of silence for Blockbuster?
That was
Blockbuster.
my first real job. Was working in a
I wish
video
I worked
rental
I wish I
place.
worked in Blockbuster or a movie theater. Never did any of it. I used to get like terrifying nightmares from looking at the like Hellraiser box cover and Leprechaun. Like
I was
that shit killed me.
obsessed with the Hellraiser series. I could not get enough of them. I watched them.
So you've watched. So
constantly.
Jen, you've watched those, but you're scared of other things.
Yes,
I love that.
I've evolved.
Jen, I love that. That's
Be a
great.
chicken.
Well, you know what? As we get older, we realize our mortality, and that's that. All right. Well, Jen, thank you for joining me. We had a fun afternoon, even if
was
the
great.
movie sucked.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any like comments or questions, you can reach out to me at thehungergamespod@gmail.com. Please do that. The Hunger Games Pod at Instagram, or the Drew U on Instagram. And thank you so much for riding with me and listening. And thank you, Jen.